Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the Toa Payoh Sports Complex for the STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale. We begin the day with the semi-final lineups across all the different gender disciplines. And here now we are ready to begin the women's doubles finals between Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling against the pair of Qian and Zhou Jingyi, who you would have seen earlier in today's broadcast on table 1 here. Following this, of course, we will have the men's doubles finals, women's singles finals, and men's singles finals. So do stay tuned for what is going to be an action-packed afternoon of high-quality table tennis action. Zhou Jingyi and Qian in the blue tops on the near side of the court. Qian in the ponytail and Zhou Jingyi with the shorter haircut. And opposite them, Zhang Wangling, who you saw faced Zhou Jingyi in the women's singles semi-finals earlier on this table. And her partner, of course.
Plenty for them to celebrate, of course, both Zhou Jingyi and Qian booking their place in the singles finals. They will be coming up against each other very shortly. But before that, as the reigning champions of the women's doubles finals, they will be coming up against the compatriots from Team Singapore in this women's doubles final. Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling.
Final checks underway by the respective umpires. As the teams now warm up.
All right, welcome back. Good afternoon. Women's doubles finals between Ruixuan, Zhang Wangling, and Qian, Zhou Jingyi. Umpire for the match, USA, assisted by Edward Lee. We hope you enjoy your competition.
Qian and Zhou Jingyi, of course, will be attempting to make it a hat-trick of titles. They were the champions both last year and the year before for the women's doubles. Quite a feat to be achieved if they can pull it off. match is underway. We are, of course, seeing a new generation of female paddlers for Team Singapore. Many of the current generation credit their inspiration to the miracle year for Singapore table tennis. That's 2010, in which the Singapore women's national table tennis team comprising Feng Tianwei, Li Jiawei, Yu Mengyu, Wang Yueku, and Sun Beibei defeated world powerhouses China 3-1 to win the World Table Tennis Championship. And it sparked a desire in many of the young female paddlers that we see here now in Singapore. Budding talents, some already household names in the table tennis fraternity.
Including these four on the table right at this moment now, of course. The defending champions ahead 4-2 in this opening game.
(5-2) is the score. Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling pulling a point back there. Established great team and chemistry of Zhou Jingyi and Qian, but didn't quite pull it off there. Muddled up the steps there a little bit, and now the game is within a point for Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling. The ball flies out of play, off the edge of Wanling's racket. So we are with the final of the women's doubles delicately poised at the moment at 6 points to 4.
Three points away from securing the opening game for the pair of Qian and Zhou Jingyi.
Zhou Jingyi, of course, launching a spirited comeback in the women's singles semi-finals early on to book a place in the final. You just wonder if the number of matches that they have to play in a single day is starting to take a toll on their bodies. Fatigue could be setting in it just a little bit at the moment. Concentration at this level is pivotal. No luck there for Zhou Jingyi. Qian with the serve. Qian, of course, being the most successful player at the 2018 Dr. Ng Eng Hen Cup Singapore Championships over 10 days, where she won both the under-12 and under-15 girls singles titles, and securing the top step of the podium in the Wingles singles event as well. Still just 15 years old.
In the blink of an eye, the score is 9-all. Zhou and Se surrendering a considerable lead.
That has been characteristic of many of today's matches, isn't it? Just when we thought that one side would run away with it, the other side comes back.
And it is now game
Zhou
point.
Jingyi there, giving a sigh of exasperation. She lost a point she probably felt she has carelessly done, gifting her opponents with the advantage now. But it's back at 10 apiece. Goi and Zhang couldn't make the most of that advantage. Zhang there just dragging his shot wide with the table. The advantage swings back in the reigning champion's favor. Jingyi just couldn't get out of the way of Qian's return there. And it's 11-all. Who will draw first blood in this women's doubles semi-final? Or in this final, rather. It's a great return there. Advantage, Goi and Zhang.
What a shot.
And first game goes to Goi and Zhang. The defending champions have their work cut out for them. It's 13-11 to Goi Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling.
If this opening game is anything to go by, we are going to be in for a seesaw battle, which could see the match go all the way to all 5 games. What a forehand there by Goi Ruixuan to cap off this game 1. Completing the comeback, putting her side on the board first.
Goi Ruixuan, of course, yet to fulfill her maximum potential. She has been improving leaps and bounds over the last couple of years based on her rankings and the points she's gathered over the years. She did take a bit of a break from her studies as well to focus full-time on training for table tennis. One of the current generation of players who also credits her inspiration to the 2010 miracle year for Singapore table tennis, when the women's team came back with the world title. It's going to be Goi here, sporting the short haircut, who will get this second match underway. Just misread the flight of the ball there, gifting the defending champions the first point of this match.
Quick 2-love lead to Se and Zhou, although...
And it's become 3.
But as we've seen in the first game, that could very quickly evaporate.
No luck yet for Goi and Zhang in this match. It's 4-love in favor of Lin Qian and Zhou Jingyi. This Zhang with the serve is quick, earning their first point of the match. It's a quick word and some hand signals under the table. Brilliant return there, great angle on the ball there by Ruixuan. Beautifully arced over the net, and there was no answer to that from neither Lin Qian nor Zhou Jingyi. It's 4-5, just a point in this match with plenty to play for. He's going now with the serve. You just get the feeling that Goi and Zhang are inevitably taking on the more defensive role of the two pairs, using lots of backspin and chops to break up the attacks from the reigning champions. There you see it again, and it has not really come to the advantage thus far, but you could see what they're trying to do there.
What a point earned by the defending champions. I believe that was the longest rally in doubles competition today so far. Great shot there by Zhou Jingyi. Straight down the middle of her two opponents, causing confusion. Unable to return. Momentum now on the side of Zhou Jingyi and Lin Qian, 2 points away from securing game 2. They will definitely want to avoid falling further behind, having lost the opening game. Great shot again by Zhou Jingyi, bringing her side to game point. They will have 4 opportunities. And they needed only just the one, as they are on the board 11-6.
It's one apiece for both teams. As we swap sides, Lin Qian and Zhou Jingyi attempting to complete a hat-trick of titles in this competition, having won gold in the previous 2 years. As for Zhang Wangling and Ruixuan, they are no strangers to this level of competition either, of course, with Ruixuan coming away with a silver medal in the 2019, partnering Wang Xinru, and Zhang Wangling, previously crowned as champion in 2018, before Qian and Zhou Jingyi's dominance of the women's doubles finals began. Can they break that run of Se and Zhou?
Game 3 underway. Qian to serve.
First point on the board for Qian and Zhou Jingyi. They've all been keenly contested matches in the last 2 or 3 games that we've witnessed so far, hasn't it, Travis? And it's not exactly been one-sided, unlike some of the earlier games we've seen today.
That's for sure, especially in the men's and women's singles semi-finals. And of course, this match right before us, right here, right now.
Zhou Jingyi there, making full use of the court, but just unable to return the ball back onto the table. Close but no cigar for Qian. Missing the table by just inches. I have said this before earlier in the day, but credit has to go to the Singapore Table Tennis Association for investing so much in youth development, because we certainly are seeing the rewards, judging by not just this final at the moment, but by many of the other young athletes who have been on show in today's broadcast. Izaac Quek as well. We have yet to see the men's final, where Beh Kun Ting will attempt to defend the crown he so dramatically won last year. Goi and Zhang still holding the advantage. A slight miscommunication there between the umpire and the scoring judge. As the players attempt to work out who should be serving next. Wicked serve there by Zhang Wangling.
Confusion everywhere. On the scoreboards, who's to serve, how to return.
Quite aptly put there by Travis. There's absolutely no confusion as to whose towels they're taking, though.
The challengers comfortably ahead by 2 points for the moment.
Six, seven, still just a point in this final. What a treat it has been for table tennis fans today in this annual event that's keenly looked forward to. Table tennis grand finale, the only local tournament that features the national table tennis athletes. It's a rare treat for all fans who are able to watch this on live stream today.
What a point. Great return there by Qian. Earning her side the lead again. Currently ahead by 1-8-7.
That was a series of stinging forehand and backhand loops, each more ferocious than the first, but as it stands, the score is tied at 8 apiece. And much like the previous matches, there is no clear upper hand for either team. Yes. What a great show of table tennis that was. Spirographic patterns all over.
As we are back now on level terms, 9 apiece. This game is still up in the air as both sides struggle to edge ahead. Locked at 1 game each, of course, as well. Whoever edges ahead here would definitely have the psychological advantage in the next game.
Yeah, not quite coming off there for Qian and Zhou Jingyi. Their game plan of using the loop as their primary weapon has been blocked on successful occasions. On successive occasions, rather, and right now the game point for Goi and Zhang. I spoke too soon, it's 10-all again. But as I said earlier, Goi and Zhang have successfully played the role of the counter driver with quick changes in direction and blocks to deny the momentum that Qian and Zhou Jingyi so desperately crave. That's part of the game plan. It's 11-all. Second game point. Sorry, deuce rather.
Miscue on the backhand by Zhou Jingyi. And you could see the pain etched on her face as you know that she
Sharp.
gave an easy one away there.
Could they live to pay the price with that mistake? We shall see. Yes, they do. And the third match goes the way of Goi and Zhang.
An upset now very much on the cards. The defending champs on the ropes, down 2 games to 1. Just 1 game away from losing their championship.
Zhou and Zhou will need to have a quick rethink of the game plan. Some quick discussions are in order to turn the tide for this match. They will both be facing off against each other, of course, in the singles final. Much like what we saw earlier with Ethan and Izaac. Teammates now, but opponents later on. Ruixuan will get us started with the serve for this 4th match as they draw first blood. It's a backhand chop there.
Qian and Zhou Jingyi seemed to just have lost their range a little bit, sending several of those returns long. 2 to begin this game, as well as a few in the final points of the preceding game. But here we are level on the scoreboard, 2-2.
Zhou Jingyi there with very quick reactions, just rushing across the table to send the ball across the net. Didn't do quite as well that time though, just overcompensating with dragging the ball a little too high. The counter spin, as they call it. And we're tied at 3 apiece. Right. Oh, that's brilliantly angled ball across the table there by Ruixuan. Loaded with top spin. And they'll certainly fancy the chances here.
Fantastic return by Zhou Jingyi on that occasion. Sent Ruixuan, or rather Zhang Wangling, full stretch. A good 1 meter away from the table.
Didn't quite have the luck of the bounce on that occasion for Sir and Zhou, as the ball bounced out of the table after clipping the top of the net. In an almost identical return, clipping the top of the net. This time around, they did get the point. Such a keenly contested final. No clear indication whatsoever as to which side is going to run away with this one. Zhang Wangling with the serve. Oh, great return there by Zhou Jingyi. It's almost impossible to catch. Even her own shadow can't keep up with her when she moves that quick.
Zhang Wangling very nearly flew into our secondary camera here by court side in an attempt to get to that shot. Pulling away ever so slightly, Sir and Zhou. The lead 2 points, 8-6.
They do know that they need to win this match. It's so close. The margin for error is so close. And it could just be the case that the team that makes the least mistakes walks away with this game. Oh, brilliant return there by Qian. Ruixuan having the ball too close to her body and just not enough of an angle for her to return. The chance to make amends now, though, with the serve. Score stands at 8-9. Could Goi and Zhang wrap up the final by winning 3 points, or will they see this match go right to the end?
Pressure definitely on the side of the defending champions, down a game, facing elimination.
Advantage Goi and Zhang.
This is match point right here.
Could we see a newly crowned champion for the women's doubles for this competition?
And the answer
yes,
is yes,
we can. And Goi and Zhang are the newly crowned champions for the women's doubles, as the reigning champions of Qian and Zhou Jingyi give up their crown. It's not the end of the day for them yet, of course, with both of them contesting the women's singles finals. And they'll need to dust themselves down, and not so much as regroup, as they will be facing off against each other. But still, the chance for one of them to come away with the coveted gold medal.
Coming up next on table one here will be the men's doubles finals between the pair of Beh Kun Ting and Kiat versus Ethan Poe and Izaac Quek. That will be beginning momentarily as we head for a short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back as the men's doubles final gets underway. The pair of Beh Kun Ting and Kiat in the near court, up against Ethan Poh and Izaac Quek in the far court.
Intriguing final matchup, of course. Ethan Poh in his 5th men's doubles final in this competition. He's come away with 3 gold medals in the previous 4 occasions. Once as the runners-up, and he'll be adding to that tally. He's paired with the immensely talented Izaac Quek, of course, who he defeated earlier on in the men's singles semi-final. Over on this side of the table, we have Beh Kun Ting, the irrepressible talent as well. Still 19, yet to turn 20. He will be turning 20 later this year. He's a defending champion for the men's singles last year. And his achievements include a team bronze at the 2019 ITTF Czech Junior and Cadet Open and 21st Commonwealth Table Tennis Championships, as well as claiming doubles gold at the ITTF Swedish Junior and Cadet Open in 2019.
Ethan and Izaac racing ahead here, currently enjoying a 5-1 advantage. Make it 6-1.
Great ball there, right into the corner. It's asking a lot of Kiat to reach that one. There's a hard-earned point there for Beh Kun Ting and Kiat. Just coming off the wrong side of the net there.
Really interesting dynamic as far as Ethan Poh and Izaac Quek goes, from teammates to opponents, back to teammates again, all in the span of 3 matches. And it's really interesting and great to see that they are so quickly on the same page once again here in the men's doubles final, coming off facing each other in the men's singles semis.
You would say they have a natural chemistry between them.
Certainly looks that way as they now enjoy a 9-3 lead. Just 2 points away from securing this opening game.
Oh, that's a brilliant backhand top spin there by Izaac Quek. And there was an unforced error as Ethan and Izaac claim game number 1 in the men's doubles finals here in Toa Payoh.
There was 2 service faults there in the game itself by Kiat. Perhaps the pressure of the occasion getting to him just a little bit in the opening game. Let's hope that he settles the nerves a little bit more to make this final a little bit more of a contest, as it's been largely one-way traffic in the opening game. 11-3.
Ethan Poh, of course, a SEA Games medalist from 2017 in KL, partnering Clarence Chu back then. Clarence being Singapore's first homeborn Olympian to qualify for a singles event this year. A quick flick of the wrist there by Izaac, and that's all it took as he pounced on the opportunity to take the first point for his team in this second match. You can just feel the energy coming off their bodies from here. Izaac and Ethan. Momentum very much on their side, although they did lose that point. It's 2-1. Lots of determination there. As Izaac gets us underway with another serve.
Two teammates just getting in each other's way. Ethan acknowledging that he should have made a little bit more effort in getting out of the way of Izaac. Couldn't quite position his body well enough for the return, but they quickly get a point back here to re-establish the lead 4-3.
So important team chemistry when it comes to the doubles competition, both in terms of footwork and getting out of each other's way. And sometimes you do need that extra luck as well. That brief moment when you leave the table exposed. There's no margin for error in a match such as this one. Beh Kun Ting and Kiat slowly growing into this final. You do get that feeling. It's much more tightly contested match this time around.
Izaac and Ethan seem to have identified something. It looks like Kiat is struggling with that return when the shot is aimed straight into his body.
That's right.
2 quick points earned by Ethan and Izaac in that manner.
Certainly haven't really gone the way of Kiat so far in this match. As he looks to regain his focus. But it may not be in time, as his team stands just 2 points away from losing another match in this doubles final. There's a great serve there though by Kiat, making amends.
Earns his side a much needed point.
There's another serve. Didn't quite go their way though, that particular sequence, and now it's game point Ethan and Izaac. Oh, sent his forehand just wide of the table there, Izaac. Just need a little bit more patience there. They know they have the quality and the belief. It's just composure they need now. Oh. And that's game 2 done and dusted in the men's doubles finals.
Ethan and Izaac now with a commanding 2-games-to-love lead. Looking good for the title and a title defense as far as Ethan goes.
Now Beh Kun Ting and Kiat quickly regrouping in the corner at the moment, and they do know that they can ill afford to throw away match number 3. It could be the final match of the day as it stands, and will they have what it takes to put up a much closer fight, or to at least bring the final into a 4th match? Remains to be seen. Could Ethan be celebrating a 4th men's double gold medal come the end of this match? To make him the most successful men's doubles player in this competition. It's a very deceiving backspin serve there by Izaac Quek. There's another one coming your way. So much spin in that one. That even caught the mercurial Beh by surprise. Beh proving that he's not a pushover either. Returning like for like. As Ethan sends his shot wide.
Is the comeback on? Beh Kun Ting and Kiat with a 5-2 advantage here in game number 3. They need to win this game to stay in the competition.
Still on course for victory here. Beh and Tay. Can they hold their composure? Oh, that was a very sick backhand by Izaac. Another quick flick of the wrist. So quick in those returns. It's becoming one of his trademarks there, Izaac Quek. And you certainly get the feeling that a lot of our national athletes will be wanting to play as many minutes as possible in each of these competitions, having missed out in a lot of them last year due to COVID-19. With some of the big major games still earmarked to go on this year, as yet, the Olympic Games. But of course, regionally, the SEA Games to be held in Vietnam, where more of our paddlers are likely to feature.
Beh and Tay just managing to stay ahead in game number 3 of this men's doubles final, keeping their hopes of the championship alive for the moment at least.
They will also need all the luck that they can get, of course. Izaac there showing his class yet again. Beh with the serve. Seven apiece. Ethan. So quick in those returns. Forehand, backhand changes in directions. It's almost impossible to stop when they're in this mode. Someone needs to call the fire brigade. Those boys are on fire.
And it does look like the writing is on the wall. Having weathered the storm, Ethan and Izaac now 2 points away from the championship.
It could
What
be
a display, what a display.
history could be made in more than one aspect. It would be Isaac's first gold medal in this competition, but it will also be Ethan's 4th gold medal for the men's doubles in this competition, with this being his 5th final. You're certainly starting to see that winning feeling. As they wipe their faces and prepare for what could be the final point of the match.
2 championship points.
Oh, just Tejit Kiat and Beh Kun Ting bringing the match to within a point. But that was not enough, as Izaac and Ethan win the men's doubles finals in straight sets. And we do see history being made here. Ethan winning yet another final in the men's doubles, and Izaac claiming his first gold medal in this competition. He's come on in leaps and bounds over the last few years and already has plenty of accolades to his name at the tender age of 14.
I believe coming up we will have the prize presentation for both the men's and women's doubles final before play resumes at 3:10 with the women's singles finals between teammates Zhou Jingyi and Qian. And of course, rounding off the afternoon will be the men's singles finals between Ethan Po and Beh Kun Ting, the defending champion, followed by the prize presentations for those 2 disciplines, of course. Do stick around.
we are witnessing the prize presentation for the doubles competition before we resume with the singles finals. And first pair that came up for the women's doubles are Chloe Tan and Linnell Cheng, who took home bronze. And joining them on the podium are Eunice Lim and Perlin Ko. Some very keenly contested matches, not just today, but over the course of the last few days, including the dramatic final matchup that we saw early on, with Zhou Jingyi and Shelin Qian claiming the silver medal this year, last year's reigning champions, and also the champions the year before, of course. They have to settle for second place as we witness a new pair of queens on the court in the form of Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling.
Of the women's doubles event goes to Ruixuan and Zhang Wangling. Congratulations.
Interestingly, things actually went according to script with Ruixuan and Zhang Wanling, the top seeds in this year's competition. The defending champions, for some reason, were only seeded third.
Congratulations to all medalists, and have a group photo with our guest of honor.
Quick photo to be taken before we make way for the winners for the men's competition.
Thank you.
A job well done for all
Congratulations to all the
four pairs here
medalists.
in what has been an enthralling competition for the women's doubles. And for the men's doubles, of course, we've seen
In joint position, we have Gerard Zhou and
some very, very intense matches, including the final matchup that just concluded minutes ago.
Joint position, we also have Lim Tao Yi and Wong Yen Tai Andy.
Lim Daoyi and Andy Wong joining Gerald and Dan Wei Xiang on the podium for the bronze medals. And we will see very shortly our two sets of finalists.
Second position goes to Beh Kun Ting and Kiat.
Beh Kun Ting and Kiat there, stepping forward to receive their silver medals. Beh, of course, still has a match to play in the singles final, where he will face his compatriot Ethan Poe later on. But that will be after both Ethan and Izaac collect the gold medals for winning the men's doubles here. A massive congratulations to all the winners as well for the men's competition. As we wait for another photo to be taken with all four pairs of competitors. The guest of honor, President of Singapore Table Tennis Association, Ms. Alan Lee, with the task of giving away the medals, will be stepping aside as we allow play to resume for the singles finals, which will be commencing very, very shortly.
women's singles final between Jingyi and Qian. Umpire for the match, Raymond Yu, assisted by Gao Ang. Enjoy your match. The match is to be decided by the best of 5 games.
Welcome back everybody as the women's singles final is on the way. In the near court we have Zhou Jingyi in the red jersey, and in the far court it is Qian in the blue. It's a case of teammates turned opponents once again, as these two were paired in the women's doubles. They walked away with a little disappointment, coming in only as runners-up, and now each have an opportunity to go for gold.
Zhou Jingyi, of course, the reigning champion for this event, the women's singles. Certainly stamped a class in the semi-final by coming from behind to win 3-2 overall. Just taking this a little bit too far away from the table. Still early moments yet in this women's singles final. Jingyi sending that backhand just a little too long for the table, and she trails 2-3.
It'll be interesting to see how this match wears on, with the two knowing each other so well, being doubles teammates.
A double-edged sword, isn't it? You know each other so well from training and being teammates and partners even. That also means that they too know your weaknesses, and it'll be very interesting to see the two contrasting styles of play, Zhou Jingyi and Qian. Was known to be all-round attacker. She tries to breathe in an extra breath and compose herself before the serve. It's an unspoken sportsman rule, it seems, Travis, is that even if you were to win a point, but you didn't have a clean shot, so either you clipped the ball on the top of the net or the ball hit the edge of the table, you would apologize to your opponent for that.
Does seem that way.
Yeah. Very intriguing sport, this. Just a point in this final as it stands. Qian with the serve. And sends her backhand just wide of the table.
Still just 2 points the lead for Zhou Jingyi.
Oh,
game very much in the balance.
Point was very, very lucky one for Qian to a certain extent. It just clipped the top of the net, falling a little too short for Zhou to return. And oh, what a great forehand topspin that was. When they get it in that sweet spot on the rubber, it's almost impossible to return. Qian with a series of backhands. Just couldn't quite pull it off towards the end, and she trails the current first match of the final 6-9. Beautifully angled forehand that by Zhou Jingyi. It's game point. Just rushing the shot a little there, Zhou. Qian just playing the role of a counter driver there, driving Zhou's attacks right back at her to make her, or forcing her into errors rather, as she has successfully done so for the last couple of points, as you see. But that wasn't enough as Zhou takes the first match of this women's singles final, 11-8.
Things going according to plan for the moment for the defending champion. Although that was still rather a tightly contested first game, which could have swung either way. Qian there, quietly thoughtful in a corner, looking to recompose herself.
You just wonder what goes through the minds of those players in those quiet moments. They don't really have a lot of time, and unlike the major games where they actually have the benefit of the coach, they can actually bounce off ideas with. In these tournaments, they basically are given their own quiet time to reflect on what they did wrong and how they could improve. So, very intriguing. Qian with the backspin, serve, and sending that shot wide of the table. She needs to believe in herself now. She knows she is good enough. It's 1-1. Zhou Jingyi just consistently forcing Sir into using her backhand, which you do get the feeling isn't her preferred at the moment, but with the ball being driven so close to the body, she doesn't really have the opportunity to open up the angle for a shot like this one. Great forehand there by Sir.
Sent Zhou sprawling across the table on that point.
Three apiece in this second match of the women's singles final here at the National Table Tennis Grand Finale of 2020. What a rally that was. Absolute class. Concentration is the key. And more than once now, Qian has dragged her backhand shots wide. Just playing into Zhou's game plan. Probably just showing a little sign of frustration there, Qian. She may get a break right now with an added point on the board. A fierce competitor she is, Qian. She's got a bit of momentum under her belt now as well. 2 points on the board in a row. It's just 1 point in this match. Oh, what a great forehand that, riddled with topspin by Qian as she ties it all up at 6 apiece. Concentration really is the key here right now. With a little margin for error. It's not quite able to catapult her backhand just a little bit over the net there. Hardened point as she drove the ball straight into the midriff of Zhou.
Neither player here so far seems to have full control of the point when on their own serve.
Yet again, another unforced error. suppose you can see that the pressure is mounting on both players, but more so for Se, as it's game point for Zhou in match number 2. It's 2-0 in the final. Zhou just a step away from retaining her singles crown.
You can see so far the difference perhaps in experience. Zhou just ever so slightly the more stable, perhaps mentally composed player, whereas Se perhaps just a little bit over eager in killing off points, perhaps 1 or 2 strokes too early, resulting in errors which otherwise could be avoided, but those lead to crucial points lost, and as a result, so far it's 11-8, 11-7 in favor of Zhou Jingyi, who looks good to retain her title. Now just 1 game away from sealing the championship, as she serves to begin game number 3.
That face says it all, as Qian looks a little exasperated. Not quite going her way. Her shots rushing that shot as well. The usually cool and composed player, Qian. And it's 4-0. We could be witnessing a straight set victory here for Zhou if things continue to go this way.
Rally of the tournament developing here.
What a brilliant rally that was between both red and blue. Top-class table tennis on show here at the National Table Tennis Grand Finale, women's final. If you haven't watched table tennis, this is one match you do not want to miss out on.
Qian finally gets on the board in this 3rd game after losing 6 straight points.
She does have a mountain to climb. Will need to really recompose herself. It's 7-1.
Zhou now just 3 points away from concluding this championship.
It's a 2nd point for Qian. Usually the so patient player, just appearing to lose her cool briefly in this tournament. For the first time, perhaps. But she's finally got a bit of luck that she's not had earlier on with some of her backhands.
Fantastic point earned there off a great rally.
Could it be too little too late though?
Hopefully it'll give her the confidence for that second win.
Sends another shot wide, sir.
And Zhou now just 2 points away from completing a straight games victory.
Clearly in the driver's seat for this final at the moment. It's game point. Zhou. It's just showing immense hunger, and she has won it. Zhou Jingyi, for yet another year, has emerged as the champion and gold medalist of the women's singles competition for the National Table Tennis Grand Finale. Congratulations to Zhou, but also to Sir for coming so far in this competition, and certainly for a teenager as young as 15 years old, a very bright future for her indeed. Lots to look forward to for Singapore table tennis.
We'll be heading off for a short break as preparations continue for the men's singles finals, our final match of the day before prize presentation for the singles competitions will occur. The match is slated to begin at about 3:50 p.m. Do stay with us right here on One Play Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last match of the day and also the last match of the national grand finale is the men's single between Zhou and Beh Kun Ting. Umpire for the match, Ting, assisted by UFA. We hope the players enjoy the competition. And please be reminded that it is to be decided by the best of 5 games. Prize awarding ceremony will take shortly after the men's singles final. Medalists, please get ready for the prize presentation after the match. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. We have the final match of the day here at the STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale. And of course, it is the men's singles final between Beh Kun Ting, the defending champion, in the near court in the blue top, up against Ethan Koh in the far court in the black top. And as fate would have it, this is a rematch of last year's final.
They're just forcing Ethan into an early error, or 2 early errors rather. 2 points on the board, 2-0. They met earlier on in the men's doubles final, in which Ethan and Izaac came up tops. They're certainly not going to be giving up his men's title without a fight here. Certainly still has a shot at winning gold. Yet to turn 20, of course, be promoted to the national team from the intermediate squad just last year, but already showing the signs of a top player, even at his age. So fine the margins between success and defeat at this level, and Ethan will certainly be spurred on by the fact that he lost last year's final against Beh, and is slowly growing in confidence in this final as well, leading by 5-2. Series of venomous forehands there by Beh. Straight down the table. It's 6-3, or 3-6 rather. So Ethan unable to return that beautifully angled forehand by Beh, and his lead is reduced to 2 points. There's no luck there for Beh as his back and clipped the top of the net and before going out. His eyes on the ball. Oh, such a wicked spin on that one. Coming up the side of Ethan's racket. Slowly but surely, Beh is closing the gap. 6-7. It's 7-all. Beh certainly got the momentum now, with his first match being far from over. There, sending a shot wide as we are back on level terms. 8 points each for Beh and Po. Just not quite getting it there. As Beh takes a narrow lead into the final stages of this first match. It's game point, Beh. Looking to win back-to-back titles, Beh. Oh, that was a very intelligent shot there by Beh. Straight towards the backhand side of Ethan. Caught him by surprise and effectively rounds up the first match there. 11-8 for the reigning champion, Beh Kun Ting.
Great game there for Beh, having come from behind, down by as many as 3 or 4 points at one juncture of that first game. And as each player was walking to their respective corners, you could see Beh shaking his head in disappointment. Probably expects more of himself. And it's that level of mentality that is befitting of a champion.
We've certainly seen the never say die attitude come to the fore today. Earlier on for the women's competition as well for Zhou Jingyi, the newly minted champion, defending a title of course as well. Had to come from behind in the semi-finals and work extremely hard to claim a spot in the final. Of course, it's not to count the chickens before they hatch in this final, but Beh certainly embodying the same spirit to claim that first match in the final. Now, can Ethan claw his way back into this one? Sends that forehand short wide, missing the count on that side spin.
Fantastic return there by Ethan. Just caught Beh going the other way.
What a great rally that was. Series of forehands, top spins, and nifty footwork from both players. Still all to play for in this final. Beh Kun Ting with the serve. And a wicked one at that. He sent Ethan's return wide of the table. Ethan Poe with the serve. And he too sends base return wide of the table. Each of them forcing their opponents into mistakes. Beautifully angled forehand shot by Beh to clinch that point. Just opens up his body a little bit too much there. He couldn't get himself into position for the backhand. Caught that, and the pendulum swings back into Ethan's side of the court. There's plenty of food for thought for both players. Yet another missed shot. What a beautiful shot there by Ethan Poe. Left Beh Kun Ting rooted to the spot. Get it over the net there.
Ethan just 2 points away from getting on the board in terms of the game's count.
It's game points there for Ethan Poe.
What a shot by Ethan, taking game number 2 11-6 as he gets on the board. It is now 1 game apiece in this men's singles final at the STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale. Ethan looking to exact a little bit of revenge, having lost the final here last year. Beh, of course, looking to defend his title.
Both Ethan and Beh, of course, in a long line of male table tennis talents for Singapore, following in the footsteps of Clarence Chiu and Koen Pang, of course, I beg your pardon. SEA Games champion. We have seen a series of very intriguing matchups, with Clarence defeating Koen in the Asian qualifiers for the Olympic Games recently in the Middle East. Just less than 2 years ago in the Philippines in the 2019 SEA Games, we saw a similar matchup that saw Koen Pang triumph as the overall gold medalist. And so it is today that we see Beh and Po facing up to each other for the second time in a year in the men's singles final.
Beh there just muttering something under his breath, having given away the point. Couldn't quite make out what he was saying. Clearly unhappy with himself. Although he gets one immediately back. Currently in the lead 3-1 in this game number 3 of the men's singles final.
It's interesting fact here. Beh Kun Ting previously declared that his idol is Portuguese footballer Cristiano Ronaldo, as he embodies the example of an athlete who shows everyone that hard work can beat talent. And judging by the physiology of Beh Kun Ting's limbs, he certainly put in the hard work in training as well.
Yeah, we can see here at courtside, I can tell you he's got really defined thighs like those of Cristiano Ronaldo himself. We'll see if we can get a profile shot of those for you.
In the meantime, he does trail Ethan Po 3-4 in this third match of the men's singles final. 3-5 now.
From being 3-1 up, suddenly the momentum has swung all the way in favor of Ethan, who is now up by 3 points, 6-3.
It's a wicked backspin serve there by Ethan Po. Oh, we are about to see another one. So much deception in that backspin. So the umpire is asking him to show a bit more of the ball before he tosses. So we are going to see a reserve. Forced to change his serve a little bit there, but it's still come good for Ethan Poe as he leads 8-4. Far from over, of course, with Beh Kun Ting. Those steely eyes of determination there. Takes over the service. It's claiming another point.
Beh Kun Ting just going for something a little bit different. Opening up service with a backhand slice, which has worked to good effect thus far, earning him consecutive points. Not that time though, as Ethan edges ahead 5-9. 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead, having dropped the opening game.
Oh, just clipped the edge of the table there. Ethan Poe's shots are right out of this world. He just needs another point to wrap up a second game. And that'll do. This advantage, Ethan Poe in this final, 2-1. Could he be walking away with his second gold medal of the day? That remains to be seen.
Ethan's game plan has looked increasingly clear, ferociously attacking the backhand angle of Beh Kun Ting. Those forehands, just too much pace for Beh to react. Remains to be seen how Beh will deal with that game plan, and if he has any solution. After winning the opening game here in the men's singles final, Beh has looked a little bit lost, to be honest. Ethan looks to be in complete control.
Ethan Poe gets us underway in this fourth match rather, but he lost that point. Just get the feeling that Beh Kun Ting will need to rack up quite a few early points in this match in order to stand a chance to retain the title he so dramatically won last year. Still a possibility now, leading to 0 in this match. It's one more. A look of determination from Beh as he anticipates yet another serve from Ethan Poe, who missed that shot, and it's 3 points to the good for Beh Kun Ting, 4-1. Another beautifully angled forehand by Beh Kun Ting.
Beh has started off this game number 4 really strongly. Ethan though makes it 3-5 and is now serving.
Ethan Poe just pouncing on that ball, but perhaps just rushing his shot a little bit too much. As the ball goes wide and the point goes to Beh. 3-6 as it stands. Six now, Ethan Poe. That earlier mistake by Beh, breathing life into Ethan. But not quite, as Beh retains the lead, but only just. Knows he can ill afford to make any mistakes. And he must take this match in order to bring the overall final into a 5th match. Seven, 6. Match balanced on a knife's edge. Yes. As we
say that Ethan has put level. It's now 7-all. And after enjoying the lead for most of this 4th game, Beh finds himself behind by a point and almost automatically calls a timeout. He has a minute to recompose himself before attempting to stave off elimination. Beh needs to win this one to force a 5th and deciding game. Otherwise, the title will go to Ethan. Ethan now, of course, just 3 points away from completing revenge for last year's loss and securing this year's championship.
And also a double as well, having claimed the men's doubles gold.
Indeed, indeed.
It would be quite a haul for him if that's the case. It's just 2 points away now. There's hunger, desire.
Each cheer just getting a little louder now. With each point secured, edging towards that gold medal and trophy.
It's not quite game over just yet. Beh Kun Ting summons all the energy that he has to stay focused and to launch a comeback if he can, but he doesn't have much time on his hands. Although we are at 9 apiece.
Nice return there by Beh Kun Ting into the body of Ethan, giving him little time to react. As a result, his shot goes wide.
A scintillating display of table tennis here at Toa Payoh. And we could yet see the comeback from Beh. It's game point, Beh. 10-9. It's been much of a seesaw match, this final. And Beh takes match number 4. We will see a 5th match in this very keenly contested final for the men's singles.
Great table tennis on display here for sure. Beh took the first set, the first game rather, having trailed for most of it. And then Ethan coming back twice in the next 2 games to turn things around and lead 2 games to 1. And in a seesaw battle, in game number 4, it was Beh who eventually came out on top, and now we are poised at 2 games apiece. So it's essentially down now to a first to 11 for the championship.
I was about to say we're effectively running out of fingernails to chew on, the way the matches have developed. Certainly not as predictable as they seem, even within the match, the way they've gone. Seesaw match, as you've called it correctly, Travis, and remains to be seen who will come out triumphant in this final. Both players with a lot at stake, of course. This could be the only gold medal for Beh Kun Ting this year. It's also the reigning champion from last year. As for Ethan Poe, he could walk away with everything, having clinched the doubles final earlier on. He's certainly taken the early 2 points here in the last match of the day.
Officials and staff around the court have the benefit of almost an instant replay, with the stream being on a fixed delay. Enjoying the action both live and online as well. This 5th and final game on a knife's edge.
Jubilant cries there by Ethan Poe with every point that's won. Just a quick wipe of the face before returning to the action. Summoning every ounce of energy now as we enter the final stages of today as well as the tournament. Ethan then misreading the flight of the path. A good backhand there by Beh.
5-3, the lead enjoyed by Ethan Koh as the two tinge sides. Ethan getting the luck of the bounce there. The ball just shaving the net before landing inbounds. Ooh, could the nerves be getting to bay? That is the first service error in these finals, both across the men's and women's.
Should Ethan win this final, he would complete the entire medal set from this competition, having already claimed the silver in 2018 and claiming bronze in 2017. He would have all of gold, silver and bronze. It would be his first gold medal in the men's singles as well.
Ethan, despite being in the lead 7-4, has called a timeout here. Perhaps buying himself a bit of time to reinforce what has brought him to this point so far. Although, could this actually backfire, and by giving Beh this little bit more time to recompose himself, trailing in this game?
Timeout coming to an end as the players return to the table. Beh just forcing a shot close to Ethan's body. Not enough time to react as he sends the ball wide. It's 5-7. Still plenty to play for, and you just get the feeling that there's still plenty of fight left in the reigning champion, that is Beh Kun Ting.
3 points away from the championship now for Ethan.
Neither side has been able to string together a series of points. It's really been a case of back and forth. Ethan now just 2 points away from being crowned as the new men's singles champion. But he knows he needs to concentrate though. He threw away an earlier match in this final when he lost his focus. But now it's a game point, Ethan Poh.
Back to that same game
Punching
plan,
his fist.
aggressively attacking the backhand angle of Beh. Championship point for Ethan.
And he has done it. Ethan Poh, newly minted men's singles champion of the STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale. Congratulations to both sets of players, and of course to Ethan Poh, champion for both the men's singles and doubles. The last player to do so was Cohen Pang in 2019, when he also won the men's singles and doubles. Interestingly, he did that feat with Ethan Poe as his partner in the men's doubles final.
Awarding ceremony for singles event. Once again, it is my honor to invite our guest of honor, Miss Ellen Lee Wu, JPPPN, President of STTA, to give away the prizes to all the winners of the singles event. Miss Lee, please. Women's singles. For the joint third position, we have Zhang Wangling and Wangling.
The prize presentation for the singles events now, with the women's singles. Zhang Wangling and Wangling taking bronze for this category of the competition, posing for a picture there.
Second position, we have Qian.
And then, of course, Qian claiming silver.
The champion of the girls singles goes to Jingyi.
Jingyi retaining her title, having won last year's final against Wangling, does so this time round against her doubles partner Qian. So congratulations all around to the winners of this year's STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale.
Congratulations to all prize winners of the women's singles event. Let's move on to men's singles. Joint position, we have Wangling Andy and Izaac Quek.
Izaac Quek stepping onto the podium. Or rather, sorry, beg your pardon. It's Andy Wong. And yes, Izaac Quek as well, both claiming bronze.
Second position goes to Beh Kun Ting.
Last year's champion Beh Kun Ting falling just a little bit short this time round in the final against his adversary. And Ethan Poe rounding up a great personal day for himself as he takes home the men's singles title as well, to add on to the men's doubles title. It's a first gold medal for Ethan in the men's singles, but it's his fourth gold medal for the men's doubles.
Thank you, our guest of honor, Miss Lee.
Thank you for joining us for today's live broadcast of the STTA National Table Tennis Grand Finale. We certainly hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we look forward to having you on our channels very soon with more live sporting events due to return in the months ahead.